Just making sure we're being recorded. Hey guys, welcome to Rhythm Radio, where we come together every week to talk about creating new rhythms. These are important if you are feeling stuck, overwhelmed, burnt out. Create new rhythms in your bodies, in your days, in your businesses, in your lives. And today I want to talk about the energy that's going on around us right now with the full moon. So it's not only a full moon, it's a lunar eclipse. So we got a few things going on. It's a blood moon, I believe, as well. Now, I am not an astrology expert at all, and that's not what I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the energies that you might be feeling and a few things that you can do. So this is a unusual moon that's going on. It's a full moon in Sagittarius, a super blood moon, I believe. And it technically in our area in the East Coast was like 5 in the morning or so. And it doesn't matter that we have the exact time of this moon. What matters, because the energy is actually here and around us a little bit before and a little bit after that. But here are the things to know. And so, as I said, I'm not an expert in astrology. There's a lot of other people that you can listen to and follow that are great for that information. But what I'm going to do is a few things that you can just do for yourself. So you hear a lot of people talk about moon rituals with crystals and all kinds of things, and those are really fantastic to do. But there are some simple things that you can do to just sort of protect your health and your mindset and energy right now. First of all, this is a very powerful moon. And so a lot of people will say, with the eclipse, and it's like intense, and sometimes intensity has a negative connotation. It almost feels like it's, going to be a negative outcome. But planets are not here to punish us, right? And the one thing that this new moon or this full moon is telling us is that slow and steady wins the race. There's a lot of change afoot. And so while we may feel the energy that we have to break down to break through, that's almost always the case. In order to get, just you think of that diamond, making a diamond, it has to be breakdown to create that shining diamond. There may be a breakdown to break through, but during this time, during this energy, slow and steady is the way to go. And I'm going to give you a few tips of how you can keep that. So as you're ushering in this new order, this new reality, there are a few things that you can do to stay in the vibration of harmony, because that's what we want to do here. Number one is getting good sleep. So this is like a health tip we talk about all the time, but you may find, I was with a group of women yesterday and every one of us was having like challenges with sleep right around the last couple of days. I myself had a really rough night's sleep 2 nights ago, and that could be attributed to the moon. So getting a good night's sleep is my first tip when this moon energy is afoot. For me, my two go-tos to really kick it up, I bring out the heavy hitters. I go with two of the Copaiba or Copaiba, depending on how you like to say it, soft gels. Copaiba is a really wonderful essential oil, and the soft gel has the oil right in it. I take two of those, and I actually take two of those lately on a ongoing basis. And then I kick it up a notch with vetiver. So vetiver is a very grounding essential oil. And if you want to stay in the vibration of harmony during this energy that's afoot, you really need to ground yourself. And so I love using vetiver for that purpose. I put it on my feet. I will also put some just like over my heart center. So getting a good night's sleep, however that works for you. The other two tools that I'm loving right now for improving my sleep, I have my weighted blanket, which I have mentioned in my lives before. Love the weighted blanket. However, now that it's getting warm out, I'm not sure I'm going to love it quite as much, but using my weighted blanket, and then I've been completely obsessing with ASMR. So I put some of that on YouTube. There's a ton of great ASMR artists. I have a couple of favorites. My current favorite is It's Blitz, which is Blitzz, and I just listen to her almost every night. So her ASMR YouTube videos are really great. So getting a good night's sleep, number one. So when you've got all this intense energy, it's a way to ground yourself and feel, again, that sort of slow and steady pace. Number two is working on your mindset by staying away from negativity. And that's kind of a good rule of thumb, just like sleep, all the time, but especially during this time. One of the things that you can do is can stay away from news or social media a little bit more during these couple of days where this energy is happening. And also not asking others' opinions for things. This is kind of an interesting one. You know, we all have our trusted people that we go to, our mentors, our coaches that we go for advice, good friends. But during this time, it's a time to really go within and not necessarily go outward to get people's opinions. Now, something that you've probably heard me talk about before is, in general, when you are taking advice and opinions, you always want to be surrounding yourself with people who are doing or have done what you want to do, people who have done what you aspire to. So, you want to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself with and you're following and you're taking guidance from are ones who have been there and done that. So, but this particular time is a time to maybe stay away from asking others' opinions and just go within and trust your gut. We had a great conversation every Tuesday mornings. I do a walk and a meditation with a group of women. And yesterday our topic was about the gut and about tuning into your gut, because it is our second brain, and follow where you're led. Don't look outside for things, go inward. And the third thing that I want to mention in terms of this new moon energy right now, I keep saying new moon, it's the full moon. I told you I'm not an astrologist. The third thing is breath work. So diaphragmatic breathing is something that is really important always, again, but that can be helpful during this time. So we can take a moment right now and just tune into our breath. So wherever you are, unless you're driving, if you're seated, putting your feet on the floor, grounding your feet, sitting up tall in your chair, we can do this breath. And I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think of your diaphragm as a three-dimensional center right now, which it is, right? There are 6 sides to your diaphragm. And so first you can put a hand up on your chest, kind of high, and then on your belly. And you can think about breathing length into your body. So breathing and expanding from head to toe. So taking a breath and breathing length, like you're elongating, you're bringing the crown of your head up to the ceiling. So take a moment and think about how you can fill up that diaphragm lengthwise. Now, I want you to put your hands on the widest part of your rib cage and take a breath and think about expanding from side to side, the 2 walls of the room. So you're breathing width into your diaphragm. So we've got the length and we've got the width. And then finally, our third breath is going to be depth. So you're going to think front to back. So you can even put one hand on the front, right around your solar plexus, and one hand on your back. And you're thinking about depth. So we are going to put those 3 together: length, width, and depth, so that you're thinking of this diaphragm as a completely three-dimensional, six-sided, beautiful movement. So let's take, and you can put your hands just wherever feels good for you for that full diaphragm breath. And you're going to take a deep breath. You're expanding width, length, and depth. And exhale. The next piece that you can add, and if you are one of my Melt Method clients or have been to any of my workshops, this will be familiar to you, is you can do that 6 directional breath and exhale with an audible sound. So you're going to take an inhale and it would look like this. The first sound you can try is ha. So you take that breath, length, width, and depth, and you exhale. Just see how that sits with you, how that feels. Then you're going to try that again, and you're going to make the sound shh, like, right? So you're going to take a nice breath, length, width, and depth, and push it out. And then finally, one more time, the sound you're going to push out is like the air is sipping out of your tires. So take that full breath, length, width, and depth, full diaphragmatic breath, and push it out with a Now we're going to do 2 more. The next breath, you're going to choose which sound that resonated with you, whether it's ha, sh, or s. And you're going to do 1 breath with that sound. So take a nice breath with me, all 6 sides, expanding in all directions. And then choose your sound, shh. And then we're going to do 1 more, expanding in all directions, but without an audible exhalation. So just a regular. How does that feel? So if you took a moment to take some breaths with me, I'd love to hear it in the chat below. So this is a part of what we call in MELT the rebalance sequence. And this is a really great way to recalibrate your nervous system. Ideally, to do that, however, we love to be lying on the soft melt roller. If you don't have one of those, you can roll up a big beach towel or a yoga mat and lie on that. Something soft, right? Not a hard roller. Nope. And you can take these breaths, expanding your diaphragm in all directions, and then blowing out with the sound until you want to try it without a sound, an audible sound. So in addition to sleep and staying away from negativity, this breath work specifically for this energy happening can be very, very powerful. And it's another great way to ground. So this is a way to keep that slow and steady pace. And finally, I'm going to mention a couple of essential oils for this time. And I'm going to go with the 3 R's. And there are, again, so many people out there right now talking about oils and crystals and things for this time. But I'm going to just reiterate something that I said earlier, and that is go within and trust your gut. So because of these different things flying around, the ones that came to me first is Roman chamomile. So Roman chamomile is the oil of spiritual purpose. And this is, you can put it in a diffuser. I have it in my diffuser going right now. In fact, I have this whole combo I'm going to talk about. You can just inhale it right from your hands. You can put it on your heart. And this is really about shedding those meaningless activities, getting down to your spiritual center, discovering your purpose. And it's really about going within your heart and your soul and what you bring out into the world. So I just love this for any kind of moon ritual or anything like that, because it's really about being purposeful, being peaceful, being spiritually connected. So you cannot go wrong with Roman chamomile for spiritual purpose. The next one we're going to talk about for this time right now is rosemary. And rosemary is the oil of knowledge and transition. So a lot of astrologists right now are saying that this moon that we've got going on right now is very transitional. So if you are having trouble adjusting to transition, or you want to be open to new experiences and opportunities, then this oil is great for that. It's going to help you look a little deeper than you normally would and to ask more soul searching questions, actually. And then finally, my third R is the queen of oils. Put it this way, rose. So rose, you can't ever go wrong with rose in any ritual or anything with energy. And you can also use it in the touch format, which means basically that it has just got some fractionated coconut oil in there and it's on a roller ball. So I like to put this on my wrist creases and my heart. And so of course, rose is divine love, and it has a higher vibration than any other oil. And right now, I mentioned we want to keep our vibration high and in harmony. So rose is all about opening your heart. It's if you feel that you've been wounded or maybe you're grieving, it's about love and compassion for yourself. It's about healing. And this time is also an important transitional time for healing. So Roman chamomile, rosemary, and rose are my combo today. And as I said, lots of people have blends out there for the moon rituals, etc. But I'm going to invite you to go with your gut. And those are the three that jumped out at me for those reasons. The oil of spiritual purpose, the oil of knowledge and intuition, rosemary, and finally the oil of divine love, rose. So those are my tips in terms of how you can kind of stay slow and steady during this time, how you can protect your health with sleep and breath work, and that will help you tune into what's going on here with this new reality and new changes that we're going to be seeing. This is kind of starting something that's going to really be setting the course for the next 6 months. So I hope that you enjoy this Rhythm Radio today. If you have something that you like to do during your moon rituals, comment below. I would love to hear about it. Thanks for watching and have a great day.